Hello guys and welcome to today's tropical update, and we are going to be imminent with a landfall of major Cyclone Freddy here. So we're going to take a look at the peculiars here. Since ATCF on tropical tidbits is down, we're still using maxweather.com for these updates. And here is Freddy right here. 11S Freddy. It's located at 20.7 south, 49.6 east. Maximum sustained winds are 100 knots or 115 miles per hour and a pressure of 964 millibars. Obviously, it's still going to be a devastating landfall for the people of Madagascar. Whether it be a category 2 or a category 3, at this point it doesn't matter because there is going to be damage, there's going to be flooding, and there's going to be some storm surge along the coast on some of these areas here. Now, I know this is about Freddy, but we cannot forget about Invest 93S here. Obviously, it's not going to be a threat to land, but the Joint Typhoon Warning Center does have this as a tropical depression, so we might see another named storm here before too long in the Southwest Indian Ocean. All right, so Depia, this is where we get our satellite looks, and here we are. We're looking at the visible of Freddy here. And as you can see, a lot of this convection has made its way far inland, almost reaching the other side of the coast of Madagascar here. And as you can see, here's the eye right in here. It is not long before this comes up on shore, and once the eye gets on shore, you'll probably get a really calm feeling because that's where the pressures are lower, and it looks like it's not going to be a clear eye. It looks to be clouded over, but there is going to be a calm period in that eye wall, or not eye wall, but inside the eye. So, once that eye clears, we're going to see the winds come back from the other side, and you're going to have to go through it all over again for a little bit. But as you can see, continental downsloping seems to begin to this thing a little bit here in the last few hours or so. So it's that at this point, it's not going to change a whole lot. You're still going to get some devastating impacts from the system as we go out through time. All right, so here is the GFS. This was initialized at 6Z today. Let's get a better look here since we're closer to Madagascar and whatnot. So here we are. It's about to make landfall here, 965 millibars. So GFS is pretty on point here when it comes to pressure. So it looks like it takes about 24 to 30 hours to get across the whole of Madagascar. And as it does so, it's going to get elongated all to hell here. But it's going to try to re-strengthen as it gets into the Mozambique Channel on its way to making another landfall in Mozambique in the next 3 days or so. So right now, Madagascar, you're in the crosshairs here of this very dangerous system for at least the next 24 to 27 hours or so. So let's take a look at the rainfall precipitation here as we have through the next little bit. And as you can see, there are some places here in Madagascar that could see anywhere from 80 millimeters of rain all the way up to 150 millimeters of rain. That's about a half a foot of rain there that could be coming down in a short period of time. So there's probably going to be some flooding concerns here in Madagascar. And obviously, since we're 3 days away from a Mozambique landfall, we can't forget about you guys as well. You guys could see the equivalent of a Category 1 hurricane come in through your guys' front door. GFS has a floodier situation for you guys. We can look anywhere from 150 millimeters to close to 300 millimeters of rain. So we're looking about a foot or so of rain here. So you guys are definitely going to have to worry about flooding concerns as we go out through the next 5 to 7 days or so, as Cyclone Freddy makes its way towards you guys. All right, here is the ECMWF, or the European, and it's a little bit slower than its GFS counterparts here, so it makes landfall a little bit later, but it takes the same amount of time pretty much to get through Madagascar here, and it stays pretty well intact. I mean, obviously it is elongated. That's what happens when you make it through, land areas. But it looks to recuperate here and try to go for a Category 1 equivalent cyclone here as it heads into Mozambique. So it's definitely going to be a rainmaker for Mozambique. There is going to be some damaging winds here with this system, but in my opinion, the primary threat with this for Mozambique is probably the rainfall. So, speaking of rainfall, let's take a look at the total accumulations here. And we are looking, well, ECMWF seems to want a lot of rainfall here in Madagascar. We are looking at 200 to 300 millimeters of rain, and we're looking at some precipitation amounts of 250 millimeters of rain or so here in the Mozambique. So flooding concerns are definitely on the rise here for Madagascar and Mozambique. So now we're going to take a look at the CMC, or the GEM, and what it shows. And right now, well, obviously this was set at 0C, which was 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is a little bit slower on upkeep here. So we're gonna go here to 12Z, which is pretty reasonable here. And it looks like it wants to make landfall here in the next 6 hours or so. So each model has its own depiction of when this is going to take place. The landfall could be 2-3 hours from now, could be 6 hours from now. It is coming in at a slope instead of a full westward movement. So I can understand some of the depictions of when the landfall is going to take place. So let's see how long it takes to get across Madagascar. It takes around 30 or so hours, but it also stays elongated for longer compared to the GFS and the European. It takes a while to get going, and we're just going too far out in time again because I'm always curious. So it looks like it's going to meander once it gets into the Mozambique. So, definitely a flooding concern here for Mozambique. So here we are with the precipitation amounts, and Madagascar, obviously Madagascar is going to be first. You're going to have to deal with flooding concerns from this. We're looking at about 250 to 300 millimeters of rain. But as we go out through time, and then we get to Mozambique, that's not a pretty picture there. We are looking at 350 to 500 millimeters of rain. That's almost 2 feet of rain, guys. Almost 2 feet of rain. Obviously the models are not gonna agree on a lot of things, but what it does agree on right now is there's gonna be a lot of rain to come with this system. So, with that being said, I hope that people in Madagascar hunkers down in place. There's nothing really to do now at this point but wait it out, since it's coming on shore here very shortly. And when it comes to the Mozambique portion of this storm, prepare now. Do not wait until it crosses Madagascar to start preparing. That's not a wise move to do. Start now. Finish early, so that when the time comes, you're already done with it, and you don't have to worry about it. And you either move farther inland or hunker down and wait until the storm passes. Anyways, with that being said, I will probably have a short a little bit later on today on the official landfall of Major Cyclone Freddy. But until then, I want to thank you guys for watching and hope you guys have a safe and good day. See you on the next one.